How do you stop sabotaging your relationships? In simple terms, be authentic. Here's the thing. The top reasons why all relationships end is because of fear. Whether it be because you're jealous of this thing that they're doing, or you're competing with something, or you're engaging in behaviors that will destroy, it's all rooted in fear. When you have fear thoughts, it creates behavior in your body to get away from the threat that it perceives. So you're subconsciously doing things to make it go away, the thing that you're afraid of, which is the relationship. So here's what happens. The deepest fear we have in all relationships is being who we truly are. We're so afraid that if we are totally who we are, there's something about us they won't like. So we have this image. We have this false thing going on. And we see that with other people too. We love this potential in them. We love this ideal. And then after a few months, usually 3, for me, I think it's been a lot quicker, you start seeing things that you're like, oh no, I see all their stuff. That's crazy. Because you haven't loved that within yourself first. So, the thing about being real in a relationship and creating intimacy from a place of vulnerability is that you have to be willing to be aligned with your inner being, true self, soul, we'll say, first. And behind all relationship self-sabotage, which no one teaches us about, which is so wacky to me, because up until I learned about it, I was the queen of sabotaging relationships. I didn't understand that no matter how much spiritual lingo I knew or how much wisdom I had figured out or learned about, unless I'm okay with my inner child, with my soul, unless I'm making choices in alignment with her, she's going to make sure every other relationship is not first. She wants to be first. So, if you're in a relationship with someone that you idolize or you think is going to save you from not being enough, or you think is, more important, you're more in love with them than you are with your own self, that little inner child is going to come up and say, sister, here's the deal. Unless you put me first, this guy is scary. This is scary because I'm going to be put in the back seat again. I'm second fiddle. I'm thought about second. I'm compromising what I'm here to do because I'm your soul. Hello. So I'm not going to deal with this. No, sabotage. I'm going to make you think crazy things, and this is what's happening. But here's the deal, you guys. Your feeling dimension is your soul. That's how your soul communicates, through how you feel. So unless you're aligned with how you feel and you're listening to that and you're acknowledging that and you're sharing that authentically and you're making choices based on this feeling, which is your soul, unless you're doing that, you're not living your soul's purpose. You're not living the life you're born to lead. So we live the life we're born to lead by listening to this voice, by putting it first, by aligning it, by loving it so much that we can actually love someone else for exactly how they are. If you're not loving and listening to and honoring this inner feeling, this inner knowing first in your life, it won't let you put anyone else there. So how do you do this in a relationship so you don't have to sabotage it? If you're already in one and you haven't really worked through your inner stuff yet, how do you do it with your partner? It's easy, but it's going to be tough. And it's easy because it's really just about being vulnerable, but that's tough. You have to be willing to be where you are rather than where you think you should be, rather than where he thinks you should be. You have to be willing to stand in the truth of you. So here's what it looks like. These feelings come up. I'm jealous of this. This is challenging me. This is threatening me. I'm starting to feel crazy. No. Realize it's just your inner child wanting to be heard because she's having a feeling that she doesn't have trust with you yet, that you're going to support her. So she's going to make it really loud so you listen. So what you start doing is saying, okay, I'm feeling this feeling. Go to your partner and say, I'm feeling really insecure, and it's silly, I know, it's irrational, but it's real. And if this is the right guy, and if it's the right time, he will be like, wow, you're really honest. Wow. And 9 times out of 10, they will dig that. It's you who thinks they won't. And then when you work through that and you acknowledge it, you can just tell your partner, look, this is really hard for me too, but I'm just working this out, and it's weird and it's uncomfortable. Now, if this is a new relationship and you're not ready to do that, just work with yourself and say to yourself when the stuff comes up in private, hey, I acknowledge this feeling. This is crazy stuff. What is it trying to say to me? What is it trying to show me? I'm not buying into it because that's just fear, but I really want to see. And when we open ourselves up to really see our true self, a whole other world happens where the relationship starts being heart-centered, where you're talking to a soul talking to a soul instead of a false self and an ego and a potential and ideal. None of that's real. So you have to get to the place within yourself where you're willing to stand in your honesty, to stand in the emotion that you're feeling and give it a voice and allow your partner to hear your voice. And if your partner's not ready, that's not your fault. But I'm telling you, you will attract that person that loves you for you. The honest, true soul that is you. I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys soon.